Criminal Minds Evolution Season 3 concluded with a gripping, emotionally intense, and action-packed finale that both resolved major storylines and set the stage for what's next. At the center was the takedown of the Sicarius serial killer network and a deep dive into the psyches of Elias Voigt and his eerie protege, Tessa Lebrun, revealed to be the Disciple. The episode opens with a flashback to Elias Voigt's troubled youth, back when he was still known as Lee. He's seen confronting his mentor-turned-abuser, Cyrus, attempting to escape his influence after stealing a stash of victim photos. Cyrus nearly strangles him but ultimately lets him leave. Later, Cyrus meets a troubled young woman in a bar named Constance, who goes by Tessa. She claims to be a mechanical engineering PhD student whose professor just tried to assault her. Cyrus, playing the role of a grieving father, uses this story to lure her into his trap, and eventually kidnaps her. In the present, Tessa is now fully unmasked as the Disciple and has taken Voigt and Dr. Julia Ochoa hostage in an abandoned plant. Tessa attempts to manipulate Voigt back into becoming Sicarius by threatening Julia's life, knowing he cares for her. She orders Voigt to kill Julia, but instead he murders Tessa's henchman Perry, someone viewers had seen in the previous episode, to protect Julia. Though this act is defensive, Voigt admits to feeling like a god again, unsettlingly echoing his old serial killer self. Meanwhile, the BAU is. They discover that Tessa had gained access to Dr. Ochoa's files via a phishing scam and had used the stolen notes to learn about Voigt. They also realize that Tessa had been kidnapped by Cyrus and groomed in a similar way to Voigt, intended to be his replacement. Pictures Tessa later shows Voigt confirm that Cyrus had continued abducting girls long after Voigt had escaped, shattering Voigt's illusion that he had ended Cyrus's reign of terror. Voigt plays a clever game, pretending to return to his Sicarius persona to gain Tessa's trust. He sends out a message to the Sicarius network that includes a hidden decryption code. Garcia, as expected, intercepts and decodes the message, which reveals the identities and locations of every Sicarius follower, handing the BAU the keys to dismantle the entire network. When the BAU finally raids the plant, they rescue Julia, who confirms that Voigt saved her. He then confronts Tessa, but hesitates in killing her. JJ and Tyler arrive just in time, and Tessa flees. Voigt, visibly distressed, begs JJ to shoot him, but she refuses, correctly believing he won't harm her. Tessa then confronts Prentice in a different part of the plant. Prentice recognizes that Tessa is a victim too, someone who should have been building rockets, not living in darkness. Tessa appears to want to die by suicide by cop, but is tackled and taken into custody instead. In the emotional aftermath, Julia thanks Voigt for saving her. He apologizes, broken and resigned. She tells him he still had a choice, and he chose good. But Voigt confesses he has no faith left in himself. When Rossi presses him for justice, Voigt confesses to everything, refusing any more deals, and effectively accepting punishment. The finale reveals more about Voigt's complicated backstory, especially through a scene where Tessa claims that Cyrus, not Voigt, killed Voigt's parents in a fire and was also his real father. This deeply unsettles Voigt, though he rejects it, remembering clearly that he killed his own abusive parents. Later, Rossi confirms Voigt's memory, that he did indeed commit the act, and suggests that Cyrus told Tessa the story as part of a psychological manipulation tactic. Cyrus had similarly murdered her parents to ensure she had no ties to the outside world and no one to look for her, a method he used to groom his victims into submission. Tessa's obsession with Voigt is explored in heartbreaking detail. To her, Voigt, or rather Sicarius, represents the only person strong enough to escape Cyrus, something she could never do. Her warped hero worship masks the trauma she endured and the monstrous actions she was coerced into. Tessa wants Voigt to revert back to Sicarius not just for him, but because it's the only narrative that justifies her own suffering. A reformed Voigt means everything she believed in was a lie, and she can't handle that truth. Despite resisting Tessa's manipulation, Voigt is haunted by the fact that he still took a life, even if it was to save Julia. It proves that a part of Sicarius still exists within him. This realization leads Voigt to spiral. Throughout Season 3, Voigt had hinted at suicidal ideation. After being blocked from killing himself earlier, his real plan was always to help the BAU take down the network and then die, either by suicide or by execution. His fantasy on the prison bus, where he imagines murdering a fellow inmate while being celebrated by other prisoners, underscores his fear that Sicarius might still resurface. The finale ends with Voigt in an orange jumpsuit, being transported to maximum security prison, a place where he's already been attacked once before. Though his story feels largely complete, he's still alive, and the writers have left the door open for his possible return in Season 4. As for what's next, the BAU celebrates the end of the Sicarius network. though Evan tells the team he's stepping away from the case. Tyler is now officially a part of the team, but this development feels more like an epilogue than a major twist. The real shakeup comes from the vacuum Voight leaves behind. With the Sicarius storyline effectively wrapped, Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 4 will require a new primary villain. It remains to be seen whether the show can match the psychological depth and danger that Elias Voight brought over 3 seasons. Thank you for watching.